Good morning, fam. Just finished doing fasted cardio and feeling fucking great. Man, on today's video, I want to talk about, being a yes man and how being a yes man can literally destroy your life, how it could destroy your purpose, how it could destroy your calling. And first, look at this view, man. So beautiful. But what does being a yes man mean? Being a yes man pretty much means just saying yes to everybody and everyone and everything. Every idea that's being thrown at you, you're saying yes to. Every invite, you're saying yes to. Everything you're saying yes to. But then deep down, you shouldn't be saying yes to the things you're saying yes to. And let me give you an example. When I first started my online coaching business and when I started my journey of trying to get closer, not only to God, but to becoming the man I want to become, I had to learn how to say no to a lot of people. But saying no was extremely hard. You want to have fun. You think that you want to be part of the worldly things, meaning, your friends are asking you to go to the club. Yo, man, that seems fun. You go to the club, you feel like shit the next day. You start drinking, you fall into the vices. Meanwhile, you're trying to get your shit together. You're trying to eat better. You're trying to stay aligned with your goals. You're trying to wake up early. You're trying to work out. But now you're saying yes to your loser friends because it's fun. And here's the thing, those friends aren't aligned with your goals. They aren't aligned with your purpose. They aren't aligned with your calling. And you're trying to get better for yourself, but you keep saying yes to all the vices. You say yes to when they invite you out to eat, knowing you're trying to stick to your path to get shredded. You're trying to stick to your journey to not eat bullshit food because you know it's not good for you. But you say yes because you want to keep that friendship. But you don't need that friendship. You need alignment within yourself. You don't need anybody but you. I used to be this believer of, I need to have this person or I need to have that person to elevate. I used to think and I used to argue with my parents because my parents would tell me, you don't need anybody but yourself. But I was so stubborn that I kept thinking, I need to be with this guy to elevate. I need to be with this friend to elevate. Or I need to have these friendships. And I came to realize that none of them were benefiting my life. And I always got burned in the end. So now I walk this journey of life on my own. And it's a good feeling. Because here's the thing, now I'm more aligned with my goals. I'm aligned with my purpose. And I'm aligned with God because I put my trust only in God, in my God, Jesus Christ, is my Savior, and He's the one that guides me on the right path. It makes me realize that I don't need anybody else but Him and myself. And those people that I thought were my friends were leading me down a path that was not right. Even though they said they were on the journey, they weren't truly on the journey. They were still doing the vices. And I knew that me hanging out with them, it was fun in the moment, but then I was feeling like shit afterwards. And I didn't feel aligned with my goals or my purpose. And so if you're watching this, you might be feeling the same way where you're trying to elevate yourself, but it's so hard to say no because you want to have fun. Or should we say fun? You want to be part of the friend group. You want to have friends. But here's the thing, you don't need them. You need to start learning how to say no because saying no is going to show you your real friends. And when I started saying no to people and when I started saying no to the vices, I started realizing I started losing quote unquote friends. I started losing friendships. But here's the thing. If you're losing friends, they were never your real friends in the first place. And then as you start losing them, you go through a little bit of a period of quote unquote loneliness because you feel a little lonely. You're like, damn, why don't I have friends? But then you start to realize that you didn't need them in the first place. And then that's when you start feeling aligned with your goals. You start feeling aligned with your purpose. And here's the thing. I'll give you guys a quick little story and we'll go on more to some more points. Well, basically everything I'm saying in this video are points. But listen to this, right? I lived in Houston, Texas for half of 2023. And in 2023, I moved in with a friend that my mom warned me not to move in with. But I wanted to at the time because of the fact that he was a videographer. And I was starting, my business is thriving. I'm like, Mom, if I move in with this kid, we can grow the business. He's going to help me grow my social media following. He's going to help me grow my pages. My mom warned me. She said, Alejandro, don't do it. He's a snake. Do not move in with that guy. And that guy that I moved in with is someone that I've known from my hometown. I've been friends with him since freshman year of high school. And I didn't listen to my mom. I was stubborn. And here's the thing, always listen to your parents, because your parents are always gonna have the right intentions for you, right? Especially when they're trying to give you genuine advice about relationships, friends. Try to listen to what they're saying, right? And so I didn't listen to my mom, and it bit me in the ass. Because as I moved in, not only did it burn me, but it led me down a path of unrighteousness. Now, listen to this. I'm not the type of guy that likes to party always, drink, all these things. But you are who you hang out with. And no matter how strong you are mentally, if you hang out with a bad apple, eventually you will lead down that path, right? And it doesn't matter what you say, oh, well, I'm strong enough to do it. I thought I was strong enough. But that's the thing. When God is calling you for something greater, the devil attacks even harder because he's listening, right? And so that being said, for you watching and listening, I move in with this guy and I start saying yes to all the vices. He was a videographer for clubs. So we start going to the club Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, right? I'm drinking, I'm partying, I'm buying tables, I'm pitching in for tables. I start meeting other friends in the clubs and I start veering away from my purpose. I went from wanting to elevate my business and my coaching to now elevating in the clubs, to now spending all my money in the clubs, buying bottles, popping bottles, getting with girls. I was getting with girls every night almost. I was feeling empty inside, unfulfilled, all because I was saying yes to the friends. And you know what's the worst part, or the funny part, I guess you could say? That guy never, ever helped me grow my business. He never took photos of me. The only time he ever took photos or videos of me was if I paid him money. Think about how shitty of a feeling that is, that you move in with your quote-unquote best friend and he charges you for work. Bro, if you're living with your homie and he has a fucking camera and you guys are working out together, why are you gonna charge him money? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's your boy. That's the guy you're trying to make it with. You don't charge that guy. Like, if I'm living with somebody and I'm a fucking coach and he wants to get in shape, I'm not gonna charge him for a coaching plan. No, we're gonna work out together because we're best friends, we're boys. So all these things started biting me in the ass. And then he almost led me down an even worse path where this guy, I'm not gonna mention the names, but he choked out a girl that he was staying with. And mind you this, you guys, if you're watching this journey, you guys know I've been through a lot of things. I went through the court system. I got accused of rape. I went through a lot of trials and tribulations, and he saw me go through all these things, but then he put me in a really bad position where he had a girl that he was talking to at the time. And mind you this, I'm his roommate. And they got into an argument after the club, and he choked her out, and I almost got into an altercation with him. So imagine if that girl would have said, oh, Alejandro and this so-and-so guy choked me, and I got involved. Even though I was not part of it, I did not put my hands on her, nothing. And she calls the police. Now I'm involved in a situation that I shouldn't even be in. Or imagine she calls her friends, her father, or so-and-so, and goes to kill this guy, but since I'm there and I'm a witness, I get shot and killed next. You see what I mean? So your friends that you think are going to benefit you or grow with could be leading you down a path that you don't need to be going down. But all because you want friends or you don't want to feel lonely, you say yes to everybody. And that was me. That was Alejandro. And I'm 26 years old now and I have 0 friends. I might have 1 friend that I can call. Maybe 1 or 2. But even those friends, you can't rely on 100%. You know why? Because you only need yourself and God. Because people can burn you so quickly. Jealousy is a real thing. Not everybody wants to see you win. Not everybody wants to see you do better than them. This is a dog-eat-dog world. And that's the sad reality. I'm the type of guy where I want to see everybody win. But not everybody's me. Not everybody has that mentality where I can see my friends doing better than me and it won't make me jealous. It's actually going to make me work harder. Not everyone has that mentality. And so here's the thing. You need to start learning how to say no. You need to start learning how to say no to these people, because saying no is going to lead you down a path that you should be on. It's going to lead you to righteousness. And you might be thinking, well, what do I do when I'm bored? That's when you figure it out. That's when you get closer to God. That's when you align yourself with your goals so that you can elevate. You see, when I'm bored, I'm brainstorming. I go on a walk and allow my brain to go into this flow state to where now I'm thinking of new ideas of what I can do in my personal life, grow as a person or in my business. And that's when the ideas start popping in my head, and that's when I get to work. And I'm no longer bored. Every day I'm doing something because I'm in this flow state of mind of constantly doing something that's going to benefit me. And I'm using God as my leader to guide me down the right path. And now I'm so in tune with my thoughts and who I want to be friends with that when I meet somebody, I kind of know right off the rip if I'm going to hang out with them anymore. Because you get that energy, you get that feeling. I no longer say yes to people. Yes, I might say yes to, like, you know, if someone invites me out to hang out. Yes, if they're a good guy, yeah, you know, if I have time, I'll make time for it. Just so, like, you know, I'm not fucking insane. You want to still make relationships. You still want to network. But I'm saying yes to everything every single time. You need to start setting boundaries, because now you're having respect for yourself, and people will start having respect for you. And if people start clowning you for saying no, they're not your real friends. You don't need them. And here's the thing. Here's another thing I forgot to mention when I lived in Houston. Veering away from the friendship that I had, right? That was one mistake. The other mistake was partying all the time. And this is where a lot of you guys probably are in life, right? Or you're trying to break out of this path that I was on. I was literally partying every weekend. So when I moved back to Florida, or when I stopped partying, all those friends never hit me up. I can call those guys right now and ask them for $1,000 if I was down bad. You think they would help me out? Fuck no. They don't give a fuck about you. But they give a fuck about you when it's time to party. They give a fuck about you when it's time to get with some girls. They give a fuck about you when it's time to fucking buy a table for the club and pitch in so you can get bitches and have fun. And then you go do those things, and the next day you feel like shit. And you know you feel like shit. But since they're inviting you out again, it's going to be fun. You go out and do it the next day. And that was my life Thursday, Friday, Saturday, sometimes even Sunday. And I would wake up and I would feel like shit on Monday. And I'm like, now it's 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock in the afternoon. And I'm like, oh, fuck. This whole week, you're playing catch up now. You're unfulfilled. You're unaligned. Wake the fuck up. You don't need that in your life. I'm trying to tell you. I would not be where I'm at in life if I stopped hanging out with losers. If I stopped saying yes to everybody. This wouldn't be my lifestyle right now. Look, it's 6:50 in the morning. I've already done cardio. I've prayed to God. I've already woken up. I've been up since 5 in the morning. I've done already my tasks. I posted on my stories on Instagram. I'm not waking up hungover. There's some guys right now on a Monday morning waking up hungover. They're probably still sleeping because of the fact they are hungover from the night before. Or they're playing catch up on sleep from partying Friday and Saturday. And then all of Sunday they're fucking hungover. And then all of Monday they're just playing catch up on sleep because they didn't sleep good at all. And now they're behind. So while I'm elevating, these guys are behind. So think about that. When you start saying no to these things and you start elevating yourself, you're going to start being ahead of all these people. And you're going to start elevating. And you start slowly climbing the mountain. So here's the thing. You need to stop saying yes to everyone. Start saying no and start saying yes to yourself. Set boundaries. If you know you got to go hit the gym and someone's inviting you to go do this thing, don't be that guy that says fucking yes to them and then veers away from your path. Say, no, I'm sorry, I can't do that. We can maybe hang out later. Get your shit done. Do the things that you know you need to get done for yourself. Because not only does it show respect for yourself, you will see who's your real friends, and you're accomplishing the things that you need to get done. So it's not the end of the day, and you probably didn't even do the things you said you were going to do because you said yes to so-and-so. And now you're fucked. You're like, oh, man, my whole day's gone. I didn't work out. I fell off my meal plan. I went out and ate out with the friends. And now you're not aligned with your purpose. And then you wonder why you're not accomplishing anything. Because you're being that yes man. And that was me. My business, I didn't realize this, guys. When I lived in Houston, I was saying yes to all these people. My business was declining to the point where I almost went broke. So when I was at the top, it felt like, I started saying yes to all the vices and I started declining. To where I was making $15,000 a month, $12,000 a month, then $10,000 a month, then $8,000 a month, and then $6,000 a month. And next thing you know, you're making $4,000 a month and you're like, oh fuck. And then life hits you like a fucking train. And that's the reality. That's what happens when you say yes to people. That's what happens when you fall into the vices. And that's why I make these videos, to teach you my life lessons so that you don't have to go down that path. Or if you might be going through what I was going through, you can wake up and be like, oh shit, let me get my shit together. I hope you watching this video, someone's actually truly watching this and listening, and start saying no to people. Choose your friends wisely, because who you hang out with truly dictates who you will become. Truly does. And even if it doesn't dictate who you will become, you will fall into the bad vices that person brings into your life. You need to align yourself with people that are on the same path. And if you can't find those people, build yourself first, and then those people will come. Build yourself first as the man, and the right friends will come. You don't need friends right now. You need building. You need alignment. You need purpose. So that is what I wanted to talk about in today's video. And if you got anything out of this video, is to just start saying no and start saying yes to yourself. Who cares about fucking friends? You don't need them. Embrace the loneliness if you're lonely. and stay aligned with your goals. I get invited to go do things all the time. Well, actually, I really don't. But when I do, I say no to them because I know it's not aligned with my purpose. There's friends that I have down south that will invite me, hey, you want to go out this weekend? No. There's girls that'll hit me up, hey, you want to do this? No. You know why? Because I know what I want to accomplish. I know what I want to do. I say no to things because I know it's not going to lead me down a good path. And so there's times where I have said yes to things, and then I wake up the next day, or it's the end of the day, I'm like, fuck, why did I do that? So that's today's video, guys. Hope you guys have the best day of your life. Learn to say no. Learn to say yes to yourself. Stay aligned with your purpose. Wake up early. Start eating better. Start training. And your life will start to elevate. I promise.